jacket in here. So I was thinking, I was like, since y'all are here, we can go ahead and do another Thrasher Chronicles number 5. What's up? Yeah. Number 5. I'm gonna name this one the Jacket. So, 8th grade, I wanted nothing more than a leather jacket. An Aviator's leather jacket. That's all I wanted. Everybody on 90210 and all those shows had them back then. An Aviator, a tan leather jacket. Oh yeah, had to have it. So I begged my mom, please let us get one. She wound up getting one for the whole family. Hold up. She wound up getting one for like my sisters and everybody. It was awesome. It really was. And so I wore that jacket every day for like a year and a half, almost 2 years straight. Because I mean, I'd have the sleeves shoved up to here. It'd be 95 degrees outside, but I'm wearing that jacket. I love that jacket. And my mom being who she was, I remember the day we got them. I mean, all she had talked about was hearing about people having their leather jackets stolen from them. So what'd she do? She wrote our phone number and our name in it, where the tag is. Oh, I made sure anytime that I took that thing off, if I was at school, I always hung it to where it fell over on the inside, so it wasn't like out to where you could see the actual tag sitting there at the back of my desk. So I looked like a total child idiot, in 8th grade. So I was the coolest dude in the world. All the kids have them. So I make it sophomore year, still wearing that jacket, and I failed algebra. Yeah. Athlete, not a scholar. So I failed algebra, and Tammy was living up in Salt Lake City. My sister was living up in Salt Lake City at the time. So she asked me if I wanted to come up there, hang out with her for summer, and I could go to summer school. Where she was living, her apartment was like a block from the school. So I could just walk back and forth, didn't need a car or anything. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go up there. And I'm thinking when I'm packing, I'm like, better take this jacket because, I mean, that's Utah. It's probably cold up there. I mean, I am in Texas. It gets below 70 in Texas and everyone's got on, they don't have on jackets. They got on parkas and neck scarves and hoodies and stuff. 70 degrees. So I'm like, I better take a jacket up there to Salt Lake. I mean, it's in the mountains. So I go up there, and it's hot as hell. It did get cool in the evenings every now and then. But I'm from Texas, so cool in the evenings meant that, you are kind of in the desert, so it would get down to like 65. We'd be out there cruising, hanging out on State Street, doing what they would do back in the day, chasing down girls and hollering and stuff. And so it was 4th of July. 4th of July, and I made some friends in summer school, and we were hanging out. We went up State Street, and we were cruising up and down the road, and we were like, hey, baby, hey, what's up, girl? And we got some suckers. Some girls who were like, hey, those guys are worth talking to. Let's go hang out with them. And so we got them to follow us up to Capitol Hill. And in Salt Lake, that place is built like a square grid, and at the end of that grid is Capitol Hill. And it's got this, I'm sure it's wrapped up in new homes now, but back then it had this road that wrapped up behind it, and it was like Capitol Hill, here's this road up here, and this big grassy hill going down towards Capitol Hill, and it was this great lookout point. Pretty sure there's all houses there now. But hold on, I'm not listening to this ad. So I can't stand that stuff. So we got these girls to follow us up there to Capitol Hill. We got out, and I had taken my jacket that night because I was afraid that I was going to get cold. And so we were sitting there talking to these girls, and it's about 65 degrees, and the wind's blowing. It felt really nice and cool up there. And this girl's like, ooh, I'm cold. So like, oh, hey, you want my jacket? Gets in the car, and I'm looking at my friends like, who's the hero now? Jeff is, because he's a wimp when it comes to being cold back then. Yeah. So I give this girl my jacket. I'm sitting there talking to my friend Clayton, and he pulls out this bag of fireworks, and we're sitting there playing around with them when we're popping some of them and stuff. And then I grabbed one, and I said, try this one, and he lights it, or I lit it a long time ago. But whoever lit it, it went off the side of the hill, and it went down. And then we started thinking, what kind of firework was that? And we look over, and it must have been one of those flowers, one of those fancy things, because the whole hillside was on fire. Yeah, and so we looked down, we're like, oh. And we took off around to the cars, and we were like, hey, y'all, the hill's on fire. We got to go. So we jumped in our car. They jumped in their car, and we went different ways. Had no idea who they were or anything. We get back to my apartment, and I'm so freaked out. It was Clayton who threw it. That's right. It was, sorry, I'm not going to say your last name, but that dude chunked that thing because I remember him being freaked out, man. He was like, man, my mom's going to kill me. I'm going to go to prison because I caught the hill on fire. So the next morning, I'm taking my sister to work. Well, actually, that night, my friends go, dude, you gave that girl your jacket. And I was like, God damn. God. But it had my name and my phone number in it. They were like, what? I said, yeah. My mom wrote my name and phone number in it. I guarantee you, I get it back. I promise you I get my jacket back. Because my mom, I know this sounds silly. I even called my mom and was like, Mom, be expecting a phone call from a girl who's got my jacket. She didn't call. So, but that was a couple of days later. But so, the next morning, we were driving. I had to take Tammy to work. And the way that she worked downtown. And we were going downtown, and normally you'd go up State Street. But because the way she wanted to be dropped off that morning, I had to go up Main Street. So I go up Main Street, and as you're going up Main Street, there's Capitol Hill. And when you're looking at Capitol Hill, oh my God, man. We hang a right on the Main Street, and she goes, oh my God. I wonder what idiots did that. And I'm just driving like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm even trying not to look at it because it's just this big black spot on the side of the mountain. It's just grass. No homes were burned or anything. I mean, the police got out pretty quick. I lived off of 33rd. You could see the fire truck showing up on that thing. So they got out quick though. So, but I lost my jacket. I mean, damn. Chick never called. Well, I wound up having so much fun in Salt Lake City that I wound up living up there. Instead of going home after summer school like my original intentions, I wound up going to school up there. And so my sister's like, if you're going to live up here, you got to help pay rent, and you got to get a job. And so I got a job at a movie theater. And it was during The Fugitive. It was like October-ish, somewhere around-ish. It was, man, the movie theater was busy. It was hopping. It was bouncing. There was, I mean, just, holy crap. The lines were insane. And there was this dude, Andy, who worked there. And he's what we call a nice guy. A pushover. A patsy, a bitch. Whatever you want to call him. But, I mean, just that guy that just gets picked on all the time. and he's really nice and everybody likes him, but the customers who are pricks, they're really mean to him. And so there was this one night where Andy was sitting there getting picked on by this guy. He's got like 3 kids. And he's like, come on, man. Is there any way you can be any faster about filling up my drinks? Jesus Christ. I mean, y'all just put foam in it that much because, you just feel like wasting my time. I mean, he just keeps on and on. Oh, yeah. I want some popcorn. And I'm working the register, and I'm just watching this guy going, wow, what a royal prick. And he really was. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe I don't know what the guy's deal was, but you don't know anybody else's situation going on either. Because what I found out later was that Andy had been going through a whole lot of stress, and this guy kept pushing. I want popcorn. I don't want salt on it. Oh, you better clean that kettle out. I don't want to even taste the flavor of salt. I know how that stuff is. Oh man, he was just kept going and going. And so he finally gets to me, past Andy, and Andy is just, I've never seen him so frazzled and just worked up. And he goes, this guy's sitting there just going off. Oh, really? $72, whatever it was, for 3 kids and some candies and some chocolates and some soda. I'm like, hey man, sorry, I just pushed the buttons and the register says what it is. Okay, sorry dude. And so Andy times it to where when this guy walks past me and Andy walks past me at the same time, and the way that I'm looking at the register and the candy and the popcorn and the drinks, and the way the line wrapped that way, there's a mirror up against the backside to make the place look bigger. That's why they put mirrors in places. It makes them look bigger. So I'm looking at that mirror, and I see Andy come around me, and he just, whoa, levels that guy. And I was like, what just happened? Oh my God, man. Andy just leveled. Holy crap. Guy got up all pissed off, but I mean, he was so disheveled. He didn't even know what to do, and his kids were all crying. Man, Daddy just got punched in the mouth, which he deserves. And kids, if you're watching, you know what? Sometimes if Dad gets slapped in the mouth, he might have earned it. Because that guy did. That guy earned every inch of that. But, so Andy goes, screw this, I quit. And he walked out. Well, I thought for sure that was the last time I'd ever see Andy. Well, Andy winds up showing up about 2-3 weeks later. And he starts talking about some other place that he's working. And he met some of these girls there. And they became friends. And he went over there to her house and they were talking. And she had this leather jacket thrown over this chair. And he went to pick it up and put it on because he just wanted to see how it fit. And lo and behold, it said Jeff Thrasher on the inside. And he goes, do you know who this is? She goes, yeah, this is how I got the jacket. Kind of tells him the exact same story I told y'all. And then so Andy shows back up to the movie theater and goes, hey, found your jacket. So what? How? And he tells me what I just told y'all. I'm like, dude, that's awesome, man. You gotta be kidding me. You found my jacket, man. God. Never would have happened. My mom had to rip my damn name in it and made me feel like a dork for those years. I got it back. You know? That was pretty cool. So, yeah, thanks, Andy. Really appreciate that, brother. But, yeah, Chronicles of the Jacket. Still got that bad thing somewhere. Not sure where. Got another jacket from Salt Lake City, too. That's for another Chronicle.